Hey, Spring Hill. So do you need a realtor to sell your home? This is Keith with Remax Champions, Newport Richey, Florida. As a seller, you have many options, but here are your main three. Sell your home yourself, using one of those discount brokers, and a full-service broker. Each of those options has many different options within them, so I'll just touch a bit on each, give you my opinion. And now, of course, this is only my opinion based here working in the Tampa market. If you're in a different market or area, you'll want to speak to somebody more local for their opinion. Now first, let's go over trying to sell your house yourself. Now, I can understand and respect a person wanting to take on such a big job as selling their home themselves. It's definitely no easy task. If this is something you're considering doing, I would strongly recommend that you consider speaking to a lawyer that specializes in this field. They'll most likely charge you for their time, but they'll give you a good idea of the do's and don'ts, things that you should do and things that you should stay away from. Now, you're going to want to read all of those legal contracts carefully. Everything is fairly detailed and pretty specific, and you want to make sure you know what you're signing. Also, you're going to want to get a good idea of the current real estate market that you're in. Understand all the current market conditions. This is something normally that a realtor would be able to help you with, but when you're thinking about selling on your own, it'll be hard to get a good conversation going with someone, a professional that's not intending to be paid for their services. Generally, the public doesn't have access to the recently sold data, expired listings, or even terminated listings. You might see what homes have actually sold for or were listed for, but some of these other sides of it that you're not quite sure of may be a little bit better to paint the picture. They're used for a realtor to really paint a specialized plan for how to best sell your home on your specific needs. One very real risk is leaving money on the table as well as a seller. Now, if you decide to sell yourself and you find a buyer that's working with a real estate agent, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pay fair market value for the house. That real estate professional is paid to work for the individual client solely. And in the case of a buyer's agent, that means getting the house for their client at the lowest possible price. You want to be armed with at least as much information as the other side. You definitely don't want to have less information than the other side, and you want to have some confidence in your pricing. If you accept a price that's a little bit lower than fair market value and your home sale closes, there's really no going back. The process is done over and there's nothing you can really do. Now on the flip side, a house that is priced too high doesn't sell. And it doesn't get the traffic that it deserves. A good deal of buyers will be working with an agent on their side, and they're going to be able to tell if that house is overpriced and is a bad deal, and they'll recommend to their buyers to look at other houses. Or worse yet, that house might not even show up in their search criteria. A lot of buyers these days are using the internet to find their houses to use their search, and they have a price range in mind. If your house is just outside of that range, they might not even see it. Ideally, you want to come up with a price that you're comfortable with ahead of time. Find suitable buyers for around that price, and when you close, you're confident and satisfied that you got the dollar figure that you received. Now, cost. You may be thinking, but Keith, 6% is a lot of money. Well, first, let me start by saying that commission percent that you negotiate with your agent is split between the agent that sells the house, the agent that you're working with, and the agent that brings a buyer to your house. The buyer's agent is most likely going to require their half whether or not you're using a realtor on your side or not. They've worked a long time with their client as well, and most likely will ask you to pay their commission if their buyer brings an offer to your home. Now, while most agents make money from the equity of your home, they'll also be able to create a plan to lead to the successful sale of your home. They'll be responsible for the execution of that plan on your behalf, all while instilling confidence and providing guidance over this major life change. Also, everything is negotiable. If you're feeling uncomfortable about the cost, please ask the questions. Okay? Now, second, let's jump into using one of those discount brokers. Now, I've worked with my share of discount brokers in my time as a realtor, and a good amount of these experiences have been good. You know, the big things with these brokers is finding out exactly what their limits are. You know, what are they doing? What aren't they doing? What are they paying for? What aren't they paying for? Most importantly, what are they liable for? And what are they not liable for? Okay? Every broker is different. Some will take pictures, make a listing on the MLS, just sit back and wait for an offer. Typically speaking, they won't do much negotiation and they won't do much advising either. Okay? Now, it's important to ask all these questions up front and make a qualified decision on if this is the right course for you. Now, many times once you sign, you're in a commitment that's not easily broken. I've even seen some instances where commissions are owed on qualified offers received that weren't necessarily accepted. Okay? These are questions you want to ask up front. Now, while you're using a professional, this type of service has legal limits, and you need to be clear on what those limits are. When using a discount service, understand that there's parts of their service that they are not offering you. Be clear on what those are, and make sure you're not expecting something that you won't be receiving. All right, lastly, using a full-service broker. This is how I've ran my real estate business so far. I come from a small Midwestern vacation town, so taking care of people is what I know. A full-service brokerage is kind of like it sounds, it's full service. We're going to take on all the legal paperwork for you, and we carry the liability insurance to protect you in case of an issue. Now, each full-service brokerage is different, but as far as for myself, I offer professional photography, professional videos, professional marketing materials. Your listing is going to be on all the major sites, you know, Zillow, Realtor.com, all of them. And I'll personally walk you through all the major paperwork so that you have a good understanding of what it is that you're signing. I'll also go through all the fees up front with you so that you're not surprised on closing day with the check that you're receiving. I'll make sure I detail all those out for you. And when problems arise, you're going to have a solution-oriented project manager on your team to guide you on how to best navigate those issues. And most of all, I'll make sure that your personal goals are all going to be accomplished. You know, maybe you're selling and buying and need the two to line up. Maybe you're downsizing and you need to sell some of your personal items. Whatever it is, you have someone here local on your side with many contacts, and that does this over and over again each year. When working with me, I'm going to take time to learn your personal circumstances. I'm going to spend the time getting to know you and your family so that I can tailor my process to exactly what it is that you're needing and give you the best overall experience possible. You know, sometimes potential issues arise, and a good professional will see those issues coming ahead of time. And oftentimes those issues create an additional negotiation period. And if these things can be seen early, they can be dealt with to avoid potential headaches, delays, and, you know, worse, cancel deals. So to sum up, full-service broker will take on much of the liability in handling the legal paperwork, all while creating a smooth journey throughout for the client. Hopefully this will provide plenty of peace of mind through the process and confidence after that you've received the best possible amount that you could. I hope you've gained some understanding here on the options that you have as a seller. I always encourage buyers and sellers to at least interview a couple realtors. You want to find someone that you're comfortable with, confident in, and someone that you can trust will be able to get the job done for you. And as always, my name's Keith Mathias, here with Remax Champions in Newport Richey. If you have any questions, if there's anything I can help with throughout your journey, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number is 727-753-8588, and my email is keith@keithmre.com. All right, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel. There's a lot of good information, and I'm constantly coming up with new stuff here in the Tampa area. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day now.